Picture this: a quiet railway cutting through the mountains, a single train loaded with government money, and a thief so bold he didn't just plan to steal it. He planned to vanish, even knowing the entire military would come for him. Today's story is about the man who pulled off one of the most legendary escapes in history and outsmarted 10,000 soldiers without firing a single shot. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the unbelievable true story of the train robber who became a ghost. His name was Prokopia Novak, or Proka, a small, quiet man from the Balkans in the late 1800s. He wasn't a gang leader, he wasn't a general, he wasn't even wealthy. He was just a brilliant, calculated thinker, a man who understood two things better than anyone: how soldiers think and how railways work. He spent years meticulously studying train schedules, military patrols, and the rugged terrain surrounding one of the richest transport routes in Eastern Europe. This man wasn't improvising. He was preparing for the biggest and most audacious robbery the region had ever seen. On a cold morning, the government payroll train departed from the capital. It was carrying the salaries for thousands of troops, a shipment of government gold, and even private funds belonging to wealthy officials. It was protected, heavily guarded, and considered absolutely impossible to steal from. But Novak had one weapon that trumped all their security: perfect timing. He disguised himself as a simple railway worker, seamlessly blending into a maintenance team stationed along the tracks. He waited patiently until the train hit a narrow, treacherous mountain pass, a specific point on the line where every train had to slow down to a crawl, no matter what. There, in that isolated spot, he made his move. He pulled the emergency brake, bringing the massive locomotive to a screeching halt. In a matter of seconds, he cut the communication lines, isolating the train from the outside world. Then, using specialized tools he'd smuggled into place days earlier, he locked the guards in their separate compartments, trapping them without a fight. The entire robbery took less than 7 minutes. One man, no violence, no gunfire. He loaded the gold and cash into a small, unassuming maintenance cart, and with a final push, he disappeared with it into the mountains. By the time the soldiers finally broke free from their compartments and raised the alarm, he was gone. If you're enjoying this incredible story so far, do me a quick favor and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us bring more insane history stories just like this one directly to you. When the government heard what happened, they didn't just get angry, they panicked. A thief robbing a train was one thing, but a single thief disappearing into thin air with a fortune? That was an embarrassment, a direct challenge to their authority. It was completely unacceptable. They deployed 10,000 soldiers across the entire region, an unprecedented military response. They sealed borders, shut down telegraph lines to control information, and stopped every train moving in or out of the area. To them, this wasn't just a robbery, it was a national emergency. But Novak? He had planned for this. Every hiding spot, every cave, every forgotten forest path, he knew it all like the back of his hand. He had spent years mapping out his escape, and while the soldiers scoured the mountains above, searching every peak and valley, he traveled underground. Literally. He used a network of abandoned mining tunnels to move from region to region, popping up in places no one even thought to check. He moved like a phantom beneath their feet. To the army, he wasn't a man anymore. He was becoming a myth, a ghost they were chasing in circles. Weeks turned into a month, and then 2. The soldiers camped out in the cold mountains, growing more frustrated by the day. Weeks turned into a month, and then 2. The soldiers camped out in the cold mountains, growing more frustrated by the day. Huge rewards were posted in every town and village. Entire communities were interrogated, with the military desperate for any lead. But Proka Novak never appeared. Not a single trace was found. Some say he must have died in those dark, collapsing tunnels. Others swear he successfully escaped into another country with the gold, living out his days in luxury. And a few locals still believe he buried the treasure deep inside the mountains, a treasure that, to this day, has never been found. What's certain is this: 10,000 soldiers, the full might of a government's army, couldn't catch him. They found not one clue, not one footprint, not a single piece of evidence to tell them where he went. A single man, armed with nothing but meticulous planning and precision, went up against a whole military machine, and he walked away a ghost. History is full of wild, unbelievable stories, but this one, the tale of a lone thief outsmarting an entire army, remains one of the most incredible. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more real stories that feel like they were pulled straight from a movie. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.